Alrighty. Uh, Let me make sure that everything is up and running.
There it is. Okay.
It should be. The thingy says it's up and running. It does appear to be. So, that said, um, welcome everyone to episode number 2 of the Curse of the Azure Bonds podcast. Um, Once again, we are playing the 5th edition rules. Um, Even though this is a 1st edition campaign, I'm just modifying it for 5th edition rules. So, with that said, let's have everybody introduce themselves in the standard order, I guess, which would be this, based on who's here.
Okie dokie. I'm Andy, the card man, and today I shall be playing Amon Vane, the Tiefling Druid. He's about, standard Tiefling size, covered in leather armor, always carrying a wooden staff with him, and pretty much, and he's just because he's been out in the wilderness for so long, he doesn't really trust people, so expect him to be kind of distant from the group. Okay. Jean, you're up.
Oh, okay, already. Well, I'm Janne and I play the 2'10" warlock that is just... I've been just completely forgetting what has been happening with her so far, so... She's just wandering around with the group so far and trying to do what she can to help with the curse, and got excited when... Well, she got excited when she heard about it and wanted to come check it out. And I suppose that's it for now, because I can't think of anything at the moment.
Okie dokie.
Hello, I am Falling Star. I'll be playing Kaliel, the sorceress. She's a good old-fashioned down homegrown farm girl. I butchered that, but that's okay. Good morals, good girl, and yeah, she heard about the things going on here and thought she could try to help. Didn't work out so well, but oh well.
Was that me?
Tobias.
Okay, I was thinking,
Yeah.
was I next? Was I next? Because I was updating my, I was updating stuff.
Yeah, so I am Tobias. I will be playing Gideon the Vigilant, a 64-year-old warrior, and what's it called? Eldritch Knight.
Nice.
And he is now a mercenary. He has a mercenary group called the Silver Eagles, and he's traveled to the town of Tilverton to see if the curse is something the Silver Eagles can help with.
Alright.
Now it's me. I am Zero Uzuki, Lightning Rod. I will be playing Marie the Alchemist, actually, this time around. Yay.
Yay.
Marie and Chim have been traveling with the group for a while. Yeah, most people have met Chim.
Yeah.
Now now Chim's probably pissed because now she got some tattoos on her arm. She doesn't remember getting them. Fun times to be had.
Alrighty. And I am Serene Inc., the Dungeon Master, and so on. And I am the one attempting to rewrite Curse of the Azure Bonds into a 5th edition campaign, because the pool series is fun, and I think it would be fun for other people to be able to play it. That said, this is an untested campaign, as in I just finished building Chapter 2 last night, so things may be a bit rocky.
And I was a procrastinator.
So, that said, recap of last week. In Chapter 1, all of you met Rastafan in the Redthorn Tavern inside of Hillsfar. He told you things were going down, bad stuff. The Princess Alucer Nakasia is supposedly returning to Tilverton after about a year of being missing, along with Gary of Gond, the High Priest of Tilverton. The Purple Dragon of Cormyr, King Azaun IV himself, decided to send a few adventurers off to Tilverton, try and find out what's going on, see if his daughter's there. So far, everybody he sent has met an unfortunate accident along the way, including you guys.
Thank you. Anyway,
During the first night, you guys encountered a man who refused to tell you his name, but he seemed to be some kind of a bard. He told you guys about Kalmari, which are evil creatures created by a hell witch from Westgate. Supposedly the Zentarum use them, along with the Red Wizards of Thay and the Iron Throne. Beyond that, he just basically kind of informed you that Tilverton was cursed with the Azure Bonds and so on. And then he mysteriously disappeared in the morning. The next day, as you made your way to Tilver's Gap, you all found yourself attacked in the middle of the night by invisible thieves of some kind. They had poisonous, paralyzing daggers that instantly paralyzed pretty much the entire party because everybody failed their saving throws horribly.
Jim didn't. Thank you very much.
Except for Chim. Chim didn't even get hit by the knife. She got hit by 2 drow mercenaries with a sleeping poison. Managed to resist one. Failed on the second, though, and got knocked unconscious.
Jim's like, oh, hell no, they're going up. Too much, no.
Unfortunate.
Bad part was, she probably would have died.
Yeah. Unfortunately, with that, the entire party was unfortunately rendered incapable of doing anything. I can't recall the word for that.
Incapacitated?
Incapacitated, yes, thank you. Unfortunately, the entire party was rendered incapacitated. Those who were paralyzed were bound before the paralyzation wore off, and then promptly knocked unconscious. Those who were unconscious were bound. After that, everything is a blank. You have no idea what has happened since then. However, what you do know is you have all just awakened in an unfamiliar place. You can smell the scent of freshly baked bread not too far away. You notice that you're all lying in a room, almost like that of an inn. The walls around you are made of wood. The decor is pretty homely. I believe there is 1 or 2 people in the room with you that you don't immediately recognize. Before you can fully regain your consciousness and be able to speak with one another, there is a knock on the door. From the other side, you hear a beautiful female voice call out, "Hello? Are you all awake in there?"
Oh boy. Shams is gonna call out, yes, but who the fuck are you? What the fuck happened to us? Can you get the name of that bus that hit us?
The door opens very slowly, and a woman steps through. She can't be much older than 20 years old. She has blonde hair that goes down to the middle of her back. And she has green eyes. She's dressed in a white dress, a peasant's dress of sorts. Essentially the kind of thing you would expect to see from either an innkeeper or a barmaid, something of that variety. Um, as she looks at all of you, hearing Chim's question, she says, "Well, I'm uncertain as to everything that involved your arrival here, but I do know one thing. Yesterday, a group of men in red robes, their faces obscured by hoods, came in. They were carrying you and agreed to pay for your room here for a week. When we asked who they were, they said they were friends of yours, not to worry. Naturally, we were concerned because we didn't know you or them, and weren't even sure if you knew each other. Unfortunately, they wouldn't speak of anything. They said they simply found you injured near the gates of the city and brought you here. I wish I knew more, but I really don't."
Oh,
Chim's,
that was very nice of them.
yeah, Chim's gonna ask, did it look like wizards?
She shrugs. Perhaps. They were wearing red robes. Maybe some kind of wizard robe, I suppose. I don't know. We've had so many different adventurers and people come through here as of late.
Chimps is gonna grumble.
Kaliel is going to search her possessions. Does she still have everything?
Yes, she does.
That's the. Oh yeah, I was gonna get that. Okay. Then Chim's finally gonna ask now. Since we were unconscious, where the hell are we? I don't know. Last time I remember, we just got ambushed and did knocked out.
She speaks up and she says, "You are in the Wind Lord's Rest. It is an inn in the city of Tilverton."
Oh, we
Do
made
you
it to the
remember
fountain.
which way? Do you remember which way the hooded people went?
I do not know.
That's not what I was supposed to. That's not what the battle was supposed to open up. How did I
Oh,
put it?
I was muted. How fun.
Oops.
Yeah, these things happen. Gideon is gonna check himself if he's injured.
You are not injured as far as you can tell, but you do have strange blue marks on your arm. Specifically on whichever arm you use as your weapon arm / spell arm. Depending, yeah, you're a fighter, so it would be your sword arm, if I remember right.
Yeah,
I think, yeah,
I'm
you're a
a
fighter.
fighter spellcaster, so
Yeah,
yeah.
so.
I'm gonna do a history check if I've ever heard of anything like this.
Alrighty.
14.
Thinking back a bit, you remember hearing about blue markings appearing on people in the city of Tilverton, even beyond the city of Tilverton, just slightly. Um, you recall that from what you've heard, they're a thing that people are calling a terrible curse. Some kind of curse of blue or something along those lines. You're not entirely certain exactly what they are or what they do, but they are a thing that you've heard of. most of what you know is anybody who has these seems to have a lapse in their memory as well. Not only do they have a lapse in their memory, they seem that people have been reported as disappearing after they have the the tattoos, and then returning a day or two later looking beaten or weary or bloody or something of that nature.
How nice.
I'm going to do an Arcana check on the tattoo. That'll be a 15.
Alright. You attempt to examine the strange markings on your arm. Unfortunately, as you begin to examine them, they glow with a very bright blue that actually makes you start feeling severe pain. You don't take any damage, but you feel enough. It causes you enough pain to break your concentration, and you're not able to
Okay,
discern
but
anything.
do I recognize any of the symbols? I mean, I can see it.
Yeah. No, you
I'm
don't
not trying to
recognize.
exert my will over that. That would be dispel magic. This is just looking at it, seeing if I recognize anything from like a lore perspective.
Right. Okay, yeah, that would be. Sorry, when I think of Arcana, I think of like a detect magic type thing. Um,
Yeah, but there's a spell for that. It's called detect magic.
yeah, that's true. I again, I don't know. That's what I think of when I think of Arcana. I don't think of a magical history kind of thing. Um, so I guess that actually probably wouldn't happen then. Um, looking over the runes, you have no idea. None of these symbols look familiar.
Halima raises her right arm to show to the innkeeper and asks her about them if she knows anything more.
Hang on one second. I sent this out last time, but I don't think everybody was here. So I will send this out now. These are what these symbols look like.
Oh, right, I have that file.
Um, uh, the the girl will look at you and say, "Oh dear. So you have them as well. Well, over half of the people in the city have these strange markings on them. No one really knows why they started appearing on us. We remember there was a man who came here about a month ago proclaiming, 'Doom will come!' It was shortly after he passed through that these markings began to appear. Seems whoever has had these markings on them has a small lapse in their memory of a few days, which is usually about how long they go missing before they reappear with these marks."
Oh,
That's ominous.
Alright. She was like, you know, right? Yeah, I know, right? And she's like, I don't. Well, I can tell you one thing. We got ambushed by Drow.
Ambushed by drow? That sounds terrible.
Yeah. I mean, they all got knocked out. She's gonna point it out on you guys. I tried fighting, but I couldn't.
Well, it could have been worse.
Gideon is gonna ask the blonde barkeep woman. Excuse me, child. Do you know where this man claiming of doom went?
Off to the north, I think. I really don't know. He came in one day, proclaimed doom was coming, and then the next day he left. I think he went out the north gate. Beyond that, I couldn't tell you. The road goes many ways. He could have gone anywhere.
Halima is going to start experimenting and pull out a dagger from her boot and try to cut the tattoo with it.
Trying to cut the tattoo. Alright.
Yes.
As your dagger nears the blue markings glow brightly, and you find your dagger hand in extreme pain. It causes you so much pain that you drop the dagger. Afterwards, the markings, the blue tattoos stop glowing.
Oh.
But it appears that they have a defensive ward on them, preventing them from being removed or altered in any way. That's not good.
The innkeeper will take note of what you just attempted to do, and she'll say, the markings seem to have some kind of a protection thing. I've seen people go as far as cutting off their own arms, and it still doesn't do anything. They cut off their arm and regenerate it using magic, and the tattoos just simply reappear.
Has anyone tried to identify it with magic?
I assume so. I think I've heard of someone named Filani. She's a local sage not too far from here. Supposedly she's been trying to research them.
Ah, that's our first clue then.
Then it looks like we have to speak with this Salani woman.
Filani. But yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, just finishing the story. She was like, might as well. At this point, Marie's also going to ask this because I actually need to get some of this because I actually figured out what I need to do for my healing. Marie's going to ask if there's an apothecary here.
The girl will nod and say there is. It's not too far from here.
Okay. Marie's going to ask if if it's okay for her to go to the apothecary.
If you're asking the
She's
lady,
at the party.
Yeah. Okay.
Gideon's gonna look at Marie. Marie looks like a child, right?
Yes, she is young.
Yeah. Gideon's gonna say to her, whatever you got to do, child.
And Jim's gonna raise the
like,
eyebrow at you. Who the fuck are you? Like, Jim's gonna raise the eyebrow. Who the fuck are you calling a child? And by the way,
He's
Jim
like
is
64
short.
years old.
Like, yeah, the small Jim's like, you're probably buff and everything. Jim's like, puffed out, just out. Who the fuck are you calling young? Your child, old man.
Gideon,
she called the ambassador a fatso.
Gideon's gonna laugh, chuckle at Jim and look at the barmaid woman. I don't believe we got a name.
No, I forgot to give you her name. When you look at her, a spark suddenly seems to ignite in her eyes as she says, "Oh, sorry, I don't believe I ever introduced myself. My name is Catherine Oriella," or something along that line.
Gideon's gonna stand. Catherine Oriella. Okay, Catherine. Gideon's gonna stand up and do a small bow. Well, Catherine, it's nice to meet you. My name is Gideon. Do you Do you by any chance have ravens to send in this town of yours?
Oh, Jim's gonna respond. Oh, that's your name, cutie. Anyway, so little physical are coming out. Like, oh,
Uh, you're asking if they have ravens?
Yeah, like the mail system or whatever.
Oh, okay. Um, Catherine will nod and say, "Yeah, we have an owl delivery."
He is going to bow and say, and turn to the party. If you will excuse me, I will meet you at Filani's, if that would be fine. I have to send a mail. Send a letter.
Oh, completely forgot. Halima waves and introduces herself. I'm Halima of the, I believe they call us Demon Slayers. And she goes on to introduce the rest of the group as well to the new people. I just forgot their names.
Jim and Marie.
Yeah, I think the only demon slayers are Chim and Marie. Mia's character and Selena aren't here, so that's the four of you are the originals. So the Andy, Mark, and Tobias's characters are all new. So you don't even
That
know
works.
Yeah, Chim's right saying, I'm Chim. I won't call you names until you I like you guys. Sounds for you. She's gonna point at Warren's character. Selena, is it? I forgot. I don't know how to pronounce your name right off the top of my head. I don't know what to call you yet, so I'm just gonna call you nice lady.
Amon. My name's Amon. It's all for right now. That's all you need to know. He gets up. Amon starts to leave. He's like, pardon me, miss, but I'll be finding a place to rest under a tree until my acquaintances find me, so that we can talk to this sage. So yeah, Amon leaves just to sort of ponder where the heck his memory went.
Jim's gonna kind of point at him. I don't know what to call him either. I'm gonna call him Loner. I'll call you old.
To turn to the barmaid. Have you or anyone else seen these hooded people before?
No, I cannot say I have.
You've not heard of them? No one has heard of them?
Not that I am aware of. I cannot speak for the whole of Tilverton, but at least in this portion of Tilverton, we do not, or we have not heard of them. If you look on your map, there is a small section on the lower left portion of the map that is different from the rest of the city. That's where you guys are, is in that section.
There's a map.
Yeah, she sent us the map
Yeah, I sent out a map.
to Skype. I knew I forgot something. I forgot to do proficiencies. Whoopsies.
Oops.
I wonder then why we were unique.
Jim's trust because we're strong. We also did kind of piss off a demigod. That's probably had nothing to do with it. I mean, fuck that. The Wizards are involved, and that means the demigod's involved. Kim explains what she's talking about. The Demon Slayers, one of the we have it as Demon Slayers, we fought off a demigod and almost killed it, but our Red Wizard saved it. The can give you more details on that.
Yeah. Uh, Backstory is on a previous adventure, the characters of the Demon Slayers were in a large skirmish at one point. In this skirmish, they ended up meeting Iachtu Zvim. For anyone not familiar with Iachtu Zvim, that is a demigod. He is the son of Bane himself, and the demon slayers fought him, nearly beat him down, but then a red wizard came in, took Iachtu away. And ever since then, demonic forces such as tieflings, demons, and so on have been essentially swarming the party, trying to overpower them. They've gained the name Demon Slayers because of this, because they've pretty much beaten anything that's come at them, and it's mostly been demonic forces.
And just now a tiefling sort of just joined their party. So yeah, that's not gonna look suspicious or anything.
Well,
Yeah.
you have a mark that's not like it. You have the mark that Jim's like, he must not be one of them. Assumptions. Yeah. Jim explains that. We kinda did that. And we got, and if I think about it, it might have been the Red Wizards that took us here.
If they took us here and other people have been affected, they might come back. We might be able to ambush them.
Good plan. I like you.
The what was her name? The innkeep.
Catherine?
Well,
Catherine.
have him ask Catherine if have they come here often? They bring people with tattoos. Have they been appearing here specifically or around the towns?
The red robed people? That I haven't seen them until yesterday. That was the first time I've seen them. Most people who go missing just wander back into town themselves.
Well, that's not very useful.
It's useful because it means we were unique. That means something.
Yep.
Jim's just going, if I ever find that person who do it to he's back, I'm going to punch him out.
Catherine will say, if the red-robed, hooded people are responsible for your markings, and thus are responsible for the markings of others, then it is possible that they are dropping the people off outside of the city and then allowing them to awaken and stumble back inside the city from there. But the red robed people haven't come inside the city until you guys.
Oh, please tell me they brought my pony as well and my cart. All my belongings are in the...
I do believe that there's a pony and a black bear outside. I believe they were brought in by the I believe they were brought with the red robed people.
Oh, that was really nice of them.
I almost wonder if they want us to be well equipped.
Jim says, I sense an adventure that we're not going to like.
Let's start by finding this magic woman, Falani, and ask her what she knows.
Okay, I'll meet you guys there. If I don't walk Marie there, she'll get lost. this point, you see somebody just kind of stare at Jim. What? It's true. You fall on your own face walk down the street on the straight pathway.
Kaliel is going to stare at the two, and then get up and leave. Because she has no idea how to deal with that.
Two of them bickering like at each other, and just everyone leaves.
They are like an old married couple.
So everybody is heading out to go see Filani then?
Yeah,
If
Jim
we
and Reese
pass
are
any of the town guards, then I'm going to stop one of the town guards and tell them what happened, and explain to them that people might be getting brought back, and that they should increase their patrols of just outside the city, looking for men in red.
Alright. As you walk outside the city, there is walk outside the city. As you walk outside the Windlord's Rest, you see a guard walk by. You tell him what you told him. He nods and says, "I will go speak with the captain right away," and then rushes off to do so. The rest of the party joins shortly afterwards. And as you begin...
Maria. Yeah, if I wanted to say I'm going to go to the alchemist shop, and I will actually talk to you about that later in a bit.
Yeah. As you group together after your trip to the alchemist shop and recollecting your tiefling druid to your party, you all start to make your way down the road. What is everybody's passive perception?
Mine just went up because I got it done. I
15, 14.
it is 13.
Then
Plus 10.
I've got Mark at 14 and Uzuki at 13.
I'm at 15.
15?
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, your perception, right? Or your proficiency if you're training it, right?
It'll be your wisdom plus your proficiency if you're trained, obviously. For passive, just add 10.
Right.
Plus your wisdom. Then I'm at 13 for my perception. Sorry.
Alright.
Give me like 1 second because I forgot to. No, okay, it's 13. I'm not training. I'm not training that. Oh yeah, I am an
Gideon
elf.
is at
I'm
14.
an elf. That's right. I am training it. So it's sorry, it's 16. I'm an elf. I've forgotten.
So I've got Uzuki at 15. I have Kaliel at 15. I've got Amon at 13. What's Halima's?
Just 10.
Just 10. And what is Gideon's?
14.
14. Alrighty. I just actually wrote them all down. In that case, anybody who has a passive perception, it looks like everybody but Halima. Anybody who has a 12 or higher, as you pass by an alleyway, you hear a scream.
I run down it.
Alright.
Gideon follows.
Jim decides.
Halim is confused
Bye.
and follows.
And Jim just goes, "Fine. We should follow too." And follows, pulling
You
Murray along.
You run down the alleyway. At the end of the alleyway, you find an empty alleyway.
Well, this was just a great This was a great distraction. Come on, let's go. Nothing here.
Why did you everyone run here?
Jim's
Gideon's gonna do a perception.
Yeah,
Alright.
Jim's like, we heard screams. It came from here. Let's check it out.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, it's like, wait a minute, you didn't hear the screaming? It's loud as fuck.
23.
23.
Alright. 23, 17.
What are you
Um,
rolling? What are you rolling?
Perception. They're running perception checks because they're looking around.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
doing
okay.
investigation, perception, something along those lines. Um, so, looking around the alleyway, um, who was it that rolled 23?
Gideon.
Gideon. Gideon, stabbed into the wall at the end of the alleyway is a dagger. This is not just any dagger, however. The dagger is shaped like a flame, and a quick glance at the dagger displays the same symbol as is on your arm. Attached to the
So
dagger.
So in the end of the whole alleyway, there's a dagger in the wall.
Yep, there's a dagger in the wall. Examining the dagger, it has the same symbol as the flame symbol that is on your arm. That said, attached to the dagger, kind of stuck into the wall, is a scroll. As you unroll the scroll and look at it, it reads, "Your daughter is ours, O great king. If you wish for her life, you will surrender to us." Signed, the Fire Knives.
Jim's going, unoriginal name.
So I take the dagger and the scroll, and do I look? Can I see any? Hang on.
I think someone
Can I? Sorry. Yeah. Do I see any possible way to escape the alleyway, except the way that we came in?
Interestingly enough, there does not seem to be any places that anybody could have gone except the way you came.
Are you going to let us know all of this?
Well,
Are you gonna let us know? Like, Marie and Jim. And,
yeah. I'm gonna read the scroll out loud.
And Chim's makes me remark, wow, that's such an original name.
And I'm actually gonna take the dagger and hold it out so you can see the symbol and show my symbol on the arm next to each other.
The 15
And say,
investigate. 15 investigation to look for any hidden ways.
You do not find any.
So that's
Right,
where the princess has gone.
Well, you have another clue. Very nice. I'm actually gonna go ahead and do this. 3 plus 3. Oop, no, it's not a 4 plus 4. It's 3 plus 3. Hashtag alchemist. Or alchemist, wow. Arcana check.
Arcana check.
Oh, I crit it. 26.
26. Nice. So what are you looking for exactly?
Any source of magic, apparently. Because last time we got ambushed by people in cloaks that was invisible. So maybe some invisibility spell used here, maybe something, some like lingering effects of maybe a teleportation spell or something like that. Because there were screens down here, or maybe hell, or even like a what is this spell called? Thing that can make sounds. I can't remember on top of my head what it's called.
Examining around using your magical knowledge and whatnot, There seems to be a very faint the residue of some sort of a teleportation spell.
Okay, I'm gonna move over there and I'm guessing it's something that is on the ground.
Hmm?
I'm guessing kind of where the teleport will be near on the ground, like reagents would be something that she'll probably look for.
Yeah. Um, yeah, they're probably. Hang on. Let me check real quick. Um,
Because that would be something that she will be able to point out very easily. Over, she doesn't. She has a little bit of magic, but she can't really. She's not that magical. But as I said, most magic spells use reagents, which she can probably point out.
yeah. Uh, it
Make it
looks like
easier.
this spell does not have any reagents. For
7th
what?
level spell.
I don't know. That's a difficult spell too. We'll just say that's something on the ground.
It's also, you can only teleport willing creatures.
It, only willing creatures apparently. So
You're looking at the teleport spell, right?
Oh yeah, I see that.
Yes,
Willing
the 7th
creatures.
level spell.
can't be used on unwilling. So it's a force that then you might be.
Uh, is there a teleportation spell that can be used?
No,
Next
there's
page.
dimension
There's
door.
Next page.
there's teleportation circle.
Teleportation circle. That.
That has a casting time of 1 minute.
How
Yeah.
did dimension door work again?
Yeah, it's on the next page after teleportation spell.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
You could just like I said, Abe made method ahead of time and then use it to get out and then destroy the circle before anyone can use it.
Yeah, it would probably there would probably be a little residue of the chalks that would be used for that.
Right. Okay, so I'm actually looking at the spell myself. So okay, Marie's going to move over and kind of, I guess, outline the circle. Of course, she's not going. You just see her doing this. And is there any way I can, looking at this, make out an insignia from what's left?
No, not really.
Okay. Alright. Or Jim. Marie's just gonna nod and then kind of motion everyone to come over here and then point out the circle. Or the remains of the circle. Chalk, whatever.
Yeah, whatever would be left from it.
She's going to let the crowd let them know that apparently whoever was here got teleported.
Well, then we're wasting our time looking. Let's continue on to the apothecary. Or whoever the magical lady is.
Yeah, Gideon also made a history check on the fire knives, and that's some small crits.
Yep. History check on the fire knives. I don't know that I have anything written down in here, but I know their history pretty well. Yeah, I should probably make notes of that because I don't see any of that in here. I did that last week too. I had to find the history of something that wasn't written down.
The king.
Yeah, the king. You recall the Fire Knives were a group that that originated out of the city of Westgate. A few months ago, something happened. Nobody's really sure what happened, but there was some kind of a massive explosion, and as far as everybody knows, all of the Fire Knives were killed.
Huh. he's actually gonna say that on the fire knife. Thought all of them got killed.
Looks like they're
Anywho,
still.
let's carry
Looks like,
on.
yeah, looks like they're still around. Yeah, I'll ask you a about the shop.
Alrighty. So, as you continue along your way, you come upon a modest 3-story home that's not too far away from the gigantic Temple of Gond. Even from here, you can see the Temple of Gond standing above every other building in this area. Yeah. That's about what I got. I'm currently
I guess
up.
we're gonna.
Hmm?
I guess we're gonna wait here until everyone else joins us before we go in.
Yeah. I would assume that the whole party is there.
So everyone else has completed their business already.
Yeah, I pretty much completed mine. I was just, as I said, hop in there, get reagents, and leave. Because that's what we needed.
Yeah. I kind of made a note that your visit to the apothecary and whatnot occurred before the screen.
Okay. Yeah,
So.
I'll message you what I was talking to ask about.
Okay.
I just
yeah.
gotta figure out how I'm gonna word it. I guess it depends on the way you're gonna see Marie just kind of working on something. Just kind of sitting there working on potions.
So if the whole party is done with their business and we are ready to go in, we can go and talk to Filani.
Filani. Yep. You all walk your way up to Filani's door. I assume you knock. A few moments later, a beautiful woman with her dark hair bound up in a white ribbon opens the door. She looks at you for a moment, kind of looking you over, and then she says, "Who are you?"
Good question, beautiful. Anyway, we're a Chuman party.
We're
Gideon's gonna
looking for
bow
Filani.
and say,
I'm looking for Filani. Yes, I know Filani. In fact, I am Filani. Why are you seeking me?
At this
Kaliel is
point,
going to
Halima
call out
just raises
for
her
Filani.
tattooed arm and shows it to her.
So basically, half the party's doing that.
Right.
Yeah, Jim's gonna let bad stuff happen to
yeah.
us. Just like Jim's just react. Jim's like response bad stuff. And then everyone's like, "Oh, you're just gonna show him an arm." Oh, I see how it is.
She looks at the marks on your arm. She nods a bit. Then, with a smile, she says, "Well, I could tell you what I know for a price."
No, thank you.
There's always
Freeing your city.
Hmm?
Freeing your city.
She will say, "I have already informed the leaders of the city of what I have discovered. It is up to you whether you wish to know the same information."
The leaders will probably not charge us. You seem to be.
She shrugs and says, "I am a businesswoman. I am a sage."
So is Marie. But you see, it's today. But still, we're actually looking to try to get rid of this stupid tattoos. That's lovely on me. Yeah.
If you're going to charge us coin for information that we could get for free, then I think we could get it for free.
Unless you have work to offer instead of coin to ask.
Hmm?
We are adventurers. We can do some work and instead of just paying coin.
Why do we need to pay this woman work or coin? She's
Well,
demanding.
if she is researching these tattoos, then we might just as well help her.
But she's already told us that she's told everything that she knows to someone whom we could ask about it ourselves.
Have we turns to the lady and ask her, is there nothing else you could possibly learn about this then?
She says, I have discerned about as much as I can from them.
Well, might as well go to the city hall or whatever.
She points over towards the Temple of God and says, I already told the, what was his name? Hang on. It's not Gary, it's, she says, I have told the cleric Berlin everything I know. You're free to speak with him if you can manage to get an appointment. Good luck with that.
James kind of grins. Well, we are the slayer of demons. Or whatever the fuck his name's been called. I think we can get in a... She's even going to say that, too.
She will chuckle at that and say, we shall see. With the purple dragon himself coming by, Cleric Berlin has had no time for anything.
James also have a noble of the Elven Court with us, too. That may help. Right, Marie?
So just can you just repeat quick what the note said?
The note, the note you got says, I'll just type it out for you.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yep.
Gideon's gonna ask the Felani woman if she told her findings to the king.
Fulani will say, I have not spoken with the purple dragon of Cormyr, but that would be likely impossible to speak with him. He is, after all, a very busy man, and he is currently, occupied with his current thoughts of finding his poor, poor daughter.
Jim's
Well,
going
we
to...
have to speak to him about that. I'm sure he'll make time for us.
Jim is going to, hit her hand and say, oh, yeah, we were hired by, what was Fatso's name? Jim's just going to, say that, too. Thank you! We were hired by that guy. He's apparently an ambassador for the Purple Dragon.
Pardon me. I just thought of this, but while I'm sort of listening to all this, I'm gonna do an insight check on this the Sage lady, to see if how much of the truth she's actually telling and how much she's just trying to make it so like she's the only source of our information that we're looking for. And 5. Crap, botched that one.
As far as you can tell, she seems to be about the only one that you could maybe get the information out of at the moment.
Yeah, Amon's like, All right, let's just cut to the chase. What do you want from us? It's not, if we don't have the coin to pay, then there's always something that we can do to help further your research in one field or another. There's always a way around. There's always a way around something.
There is always a way around something. But I don't ask for too much. If you don't have very much money, that's more than fine. How about we make a deal? I'll give you all of the information I know for only, would you say, a quarter of all the money that you currently have?
Kaliel is going to walk away.
Hey, Jim's going, hell no! At this point.
Gideon is gonna bow and say thank you for your time, and then turn and walk away.
Just out of curiosity, what would the other offer have been if you just plain gold?
If what?
If you were just to give a plain price, what would it have been?
The price is actually listed as 1/4 of the money the party is carrying.
Of course.
Yeah, no thank you. Marie has a lot of money, and she needs that, because for what I mentioned to him. Being a safe, like a maid shop like that, out of curiosity? Or is this like a, I guess a research area?
Say again?
Is it like a maid shop or something like that, or is it just like an area that she's just using for research, or laboratory or something like that? Like, does she sell magical items and stuff, or books about magic items and stuff like that?
It's basically just her house.
Oh, well, fuck that then.
So who's left and who's still here?
Chim's in defiance. Like, no, hell no.
Yeah, Kaliel is heading toward the Temple of Bonds.
Yeah, Harima is following.
Alright.
Gideon would very much like to go to the purple dragon of Cormar or whatever.
The purple dragon of Cormyr.
Yeah.
You're not...
We'll go to him eventually.
Yeah, you're not entirely certain as to the exact location of King Azaun himself at the moment. Based on what Falani said, however, it kind of sounds like maybe he's supposed to make an appearance at the Temple of Gond later.
Yeah.
Well, there
Marie
you go.
is good. Marie and Chim are going to leave and go to the Temple of Gong.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let's say, as Amon watches the rest of the party leaves, he's like, well, I do not have much myself, but I am willing to pay your price. And and from his pockets he merely pulls out just a mere 3 gold. He's like, this is all I have. And considering you've just lost 4 other customers, I believe it's just us that can make business.
How much gold did you pull out?
5. Amon only has 5 gold on him, so. Well, then again, he's a druid, so he doesn't need much.
Right. Well, Falani would roll an insight check on that, but since you've already stated that is actually all you have, she will...
You should have pulled out a quarter of what you had and said, here you go.
Have a gold.
The agreed upon price.
We agreed upon price.
When you present her with all of your money, she will actually take exactly 1/4 of it. You can do the math on however much 1/4 would be. She'll give you back whatever it would be in change.
Yeah, I'll do that later.
From there, she will look over the runes on your arm, to which she will mention to you exactly what she knows about everything. Um, in that regard, 1 second. I did not actually expect to need to open this file up, so I will do so.
The Jewy with low money for the win.
Yep.
The funny thing is, Kaliel would happily pay you, what's that, 12.5 silver, for you to share the information with the rest of the party.
Oh, he's probably gonna share it regardless because, well, he knows it's pertinent information for the party. He just knew that, well, might as well work with the human. I think you haven't really stated that it's human, but work with the human so that I can get this crap off me quicker.
Yep. So she hands you, or she explains that information to you, and then promptly sends you on your way.
Amon bows a little bit. He's and have a good day, miss. Of course, and he leaves with a small wave of his wooden staff before going back before trying to look for the party in the temple. He's like, it's like cheapest bit of information I've had to get in my life.
Yep. So that said, the rest of you have all made your way off to the Temple of Gond, which is a rather imposing structure which dominates the upper city of Tilverton. It is 5 stories high and very broad, such that it sits like a brooding dragon overlooking the city. As you enter, the bulk of the interior is devoted to the main chapel. The small corridors line the perimeter, leading to small meeting rooms, libraries, and areas for spell research. Your characters would know that Gond is the god of blacksmiths, artificers, crafts, and construction, and his temple very clearly shows this. The walls are littered with clocks and other devices continually in operation. The floor reverberates from the effect of some subterranean activity, and the ring of a smithy's hammer can be heard in the distance. All of the clerics that you can see around you are all carrying hammers instead of the typical maces. There seems to be a lot of rush and bother about the hall.
Is there a place for a quick prayer or a place of worship?
I would assume so.
Alright, before anything else, Kaliel is going to go over and do that. She's going to take out a hammer that's been her waist, a very old-looking and well-used smithy's hammer, and she's going to say, a quick prayer before returning to the party.
Alrighty.
I guess by this point, they're starting looking like they're in a hurry, right?
Yeah, they all seem to be rushing around, kinda stressed out and bothered. Kind of look like they're preparing things. You see a couple of clerics quickly hanging a few hammers here and there, and then rushing off to do some other thing somewhere else.
Okay.
They all seem to be busy.
Jim's gonna stop one. Yo,
Excuse me?
we want to meet with the High Priestess, if you don't mind. We need to discuss something about something.
The High Priest, Gary of Gond, is not here. He disappeared over a year ago.
What?
Then whom did that sage explain about these tattoos?
That was his subaltern, the Berlin of Gond.
Then take us to him.
Yeah, we are pointing us the way because we need to meet him.
Um, the cleric will sigh and say, Berlin is busy at the moment.
If you take us to him, we will have the king take us to him.
Okay. Jim was actually going to go ahead and just say this. Hmm. I don't think the priestess would like to turn down a noble. No, at least right now. The lady Marie, daughter of Carolyn, um, I forgot her middle name. I think it was Serena Rockland, daughter of, or daughter of the Elfin Court's family, the Rocklands of the Elfin Rangers. Wow, so much talk, a long ass title. I need to shorten. Would actually would like to meet with this person. Eh. This Chim's like, eh.
You need to take a few lessons from Maximilian Effervescent Cunningman, I think.
Yes.
Right.
She might, young as she may be, but she is still a noble woman.
The cleric will sigh. He will say, well, I understand if she's a noble. However, the king's visit is taking top priority. I could direct you to Castar, but that's the best I could do.
That is acceptable.
Is there... Does this place count as well for those jewel crafters? Because Halima would be interested if she can spot any working there.
Sorry, what are you looking for again?
Well, Halima's just looking around because the place is big and impressing her, so... is there any jewel crafters in the room? Because she would run to those immediately.
Jewel crafters? Probably. They're probably busy doing something involving the king's visit, but they're probably.
Well, she's at least curious and knows it for later then.
So, at Chim's note, the cleric sighs and says, very well, we're all busy, but I will take you to Castar. Perhaps he can direct you further.
Eh.
The cleric does, in fact, lead you down a hall. He leads you to a middle-aged man, not very old. He's currently busy doing something, and when the cleric steps up to him and bothers him, he looks at the cleric and asks what's going on. The cleric responds mentioning you and why you're here, to which he goes, another person with the curse. He turns to the party and looks at you and says, come this way.
That was easy. I got to get the best thing.
We are not the ordinary curse victims. We were brought here by men in red robes.
Who I suspect the Bedfordsters. That's me.
Castar nods and he says, yes, but I'm sure you would like to get them removed.
Well, duh. I mean, I don't know what we were hired to do, too. Jim says he's gonna say that, too.
Alright.
Like, we were hired by some fatso to, look into this and also find the kings.
Can you remove them?
Castar nods and he says, I have seen what was the name again? Barlin. I've seen Berlan. I've seen Berlan remove them a few times. It's an intensive spell, but I can perform it.
I assume
Have we ever
it is so
performed it?
intensive.
Sorry, two people talked at once.
I assume it is so intensive
Sorry.
that you can't apply the spell to the general populace.
Yeah, yes. I can unfortunately only cast the spell a few times. It would take
Chips?
too long. There are not that many high-powered clerics here. Just me and Barlin. If Gary was here, I'm sure he could do better than Berlin and I, but unfortunately, this is all. Unfortunately, we are currently the only ones able to do anything about it.
Who's gonna raise a hand? Wait a minute. When we last heard, there was no way of removing this thing.
It's a simple dispel magic spell.
Simple, you say.
Simple, you say, and Chim's actually gonna do it because what she's been told, and the 1,000 gold that they were gonna make, that doesn't make like it seem like simple.
So that reminds me, have you seen the courtier from the King Oson's court around? He hired us to deal with the curse and find the princess and all that before, and he has gone missing now.
16.
I cannot say that I have.
Insight 16.
Insight 16?
Is he
Alright.
bullshitting us?
He seems to be honest. He seems to believe that he's capable of doing this.
Gideon's gonna ask him if he ever done this before.
Well, not me personally. I've seen Berlin do it.
Chim.
Let's have Berlin do it.
And Chim's confused because they won't get 1,000 gold for finding a cure, and that he can do it? Question mark? Something doesn't add up. Nothing is just easy.
Are you mentioning all of that in character?
This is Chim, yeah. This is Chim, so yeah, probably, most likely. She is going to say that, oh, wait a minute. 1,000 gold to find a cure, and it's just this amount. What?
To that, Castor or Castar will shrug and say, "That's all I've ever seen Berlin do." He does seem fairly well drained after casting it, though.
Let us speak to Berlin then.
Unfortunately, Berlin is quite busy at the moment.
None of us care.
Castar will sigh and say, "I will see if I can get you an audience with him, but I cannot guarantee."
Yeah, Chim's is going to repeat the title at this point. It's like, let him know that Lady Marie Racklon is here as well. You request assistance.
And let them know that we will be speaking to the king shortly.
He will nod and he will walk off. A while passes and Castar returns. He says, the purple dragon of Cormyr, King Azaun the Fourth himself, will be arriving shortly. Berlin says he will happily meet with you after the king's arrival.
Works for me.
When
Then
exactly
we
is the
wait.
king supposed to arrive?
Say again?
When exactly is the king supposed to arrive then?
A few minutes.
Oh,
If you look outside, they're rolling out the white carpet now. His carriage should be arriving shortly.
Let's go meet him then. I'm sure we have much to discuss.
Jim nods. I will grade your cooperation a satisfying, so you won't hear negative complaints from the Elven Court. Jim just grins. And Jim's having fun, just like taunting her title around. And Ray's just annoyed at this, by the way.
Alrighty. So you all make your way out of the Temple of Gond. As you do, you notice that a large throng of people has gathered about these stairs to the temple. The many priests, you count 23 if any of you actually desire to count them.
Gideon would count them.
The 23 priests in the 23 priests are now all dressed in fine robes. They bracket the stairs up to the temple. You have all moved off into the crowd a bit while waiting for the king. You see Berlin himself step out. He is dressed in a very regal outfit. He stops at the top of the stairs, and a white carpet rolls out to the curb of the temple's mouth. It seems everybody in the just about everybody in the city has gathered to meet with the King of Cormyr. As you wait a few moments, the royal carriage, let's see, sorry, I'm missing something, hang on. As you're waiting, you see a carriage emblazoned with the purple dragon of Cormyr on it. It seems to be decked out in gold and so on. Very, very regal, very royal looking. The royal carriage approaches, pulled by 4 white stallions. Pennants bearing the symbol of the purple dragon fly in the wind. You see a patrol of 10 horsemen preceding the carriage, and 10 other guards follow behind. The door swings open, and a man dressed in a flowing purple robe steps out from the carriage. Totally forgot what I was saying there. A man dressed in a purple robe steps out from the carriage. He seems old and wise just by looking at him. He has a long beard with a pointed wizard hat. He steps along the white carpet until he reaches the top of the stairs. He gives a bow to the to Berlin, and he speaks, "Greetings, people of Tilverton, and most worthy clerics of Gond Wandermaker, smithy, and artificer. I am Vungerdahast, personal wizard to our Royal Majesty King Azaun the Fourth, the Purple Dragon of Cormia. I regret to say that my lord is quite tired from his long journey, and so he must decline your gracious invitation to tour the temple today. But His Majesty does not wish to address but His Majesty does wish to address the crowd briefly. Your Majesty." He motions towards the carriage. A voice speaks out from the carriage saying, "Dear, dear people of Tilverton, brave souls who dare to challenge the uncivilized waste beyond the Stonelands, who rise above adversity to accept the aid and protection of your southern neighbor, I bring you greetings from myself and my family." And as he speaks, everybody needs to make a wisdom saving throw as your blue tattoos begin to glow.
Oh God, I knew it. See, I knew something was going to happen. I was sitting here going, "Do I have to roll stuff?" I figured. Jim's like, "I did." Okay.
13.
17.
Alright, well, good thing I am proficient in wisdom saving throws. Thank God for alchemists.
19, and thank you, proficiency, for giving me a +6.
Oh, right, I'm proficient. So it's 16.
11.
Alrighty. I've got a 19, 11, a 17, a 16, and what else?
11. Question: do I have to roll it twice, or would Chim and Marie get the same one?
You'd have to roll it twice for both of them.
Fuck! Come on, Chim. Okay, Chim made it.
What did you get?
A 21. I'm going,
Okay.
fuck!
Alrighty. In that case, you hear the king speaking from the carriage. All of you, except for Chim, immediately fall under a domination spell.
Chim's going, whoa, hold on. Wait a second, time out. Oh, no, she won't. Would she be able to see this? Would she be able to, like, make out anything that's happening to the group?
She would, because
Okay.
as you all fall under the domination spell, you all begin to draw weapons or prepare spells or whatever it is that your character would do.
Okay, well, Chim would also notice because of Marie's link. Fuck. Chim's going to immediately, how this? Kind of notice that she needs to do something quick, and, she can't stop the ball. So Marie's is gonna yell out,
Oshpit!
and it's like, okay, Chim's gonna yell this out, "Protect the king!"
That's going to work.
That's actually quite clever.
I have a question. Is it only the party or everyone with the blue tattoo?
It is anyone with the blue tattoos that failed the saving throw. The way this works is if you guys succeed, then the crowd has to make it. To make it simpler, it's basically just affecting the party.
Yeah, Chim's gonna say, "Protect the king!" Azure Bonds are reacting! She's gonna kind of play onto the fears of the Azure Bond thing. Hopefully that will kick the guards into full gear.
When Chim shouts this, the 20 horsemen jump from their horses, drawing their weapons to, try and stop the party, basically. The crowd around you begins to panic. Everybody's speed is reduced to 10.
Oh, this is interesting. It's gonna be combat. I have 2 characters,
That
and they
said,
technically.
everybody is going to need to roll some initiative, by the way.
What should I do for Rhea and Chim? Because they technically share initiative, but they're technically not on the same side.
Or
I would roll Marie's initiative and then just play it out as you normally would. Basically, each of them just takes their turn on that initiative.
Okay, I won't be able to add any special fun stuff with Chim. It's because Marie has to do that.
question: what spells are they going to use? Like what they most usually use, or what the strongest ones, or something?
Sorry, I missed that.
Like when they're compelled to use a spell, like is there like would they use the strongest one, or would they just go with what they're usually spending?
I think it's pretty much we're using what we're normally using. You're pretty much dominated, but you're pretty much using everything that you would normally use in combat. Is
It
pretty sure.
depends on how we're dominated.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
depends. I mean,
Like,
what?
domination specifically is someone else is giving you orders telepathically. But if we're
Yeah,
not
that's why-
receiving those orders, we don't do anything.
Yeah. The
So we're not playing right now. Emily's playing.
The domination works like this. The bonds are giving you a telepathic message that says, kill the king. How you go about killing the king is essentially up to your characters. It would be whatever your character would normally do. You just hear a voice speaking in your head, constantly repeating the phrase, kill the king, over and over.
Oh man, this is gonna be bad. Considering what Amon has of his arsenal, and how he would go about it. By the way, my initiative's 19, so yeah.
Initiative is 19.
Just
for
trying to
Amon.
figure out if she's going to go all out or just spend it like it would be normal.
Fireball. Go
encounter.
fireball.
Yeah. It would probably be however your character would do it. If essentially what is happening to you is the Cormyrian guards and the king are evil to you. How would your character react to a force of, these guys coming after you?
Oh, going all out then.
So
Yeah, so would Marie, and that's gonna be interesting. I get to use my alchemist class.
So I've got
Anyways, Gideon's is 1.
Gideon's is 1. All right.
I got a
He is
21.
old and slow.
6 for Marie.
16.
16. What is your modifier?
Mine is 2.
Yours is 2. Alright. You actually tied with someone, but if yours is 2, then you would go first. Halima and Kaliel.
You mean the initiative?
Mine is,
What?
mine is 19. Sorry, 21.
Kaliel's is 21. I'm sorry, what was Halima's?
Initiative was 4.
4? Alrighty. In that case, combat begins with Kaliel.
Can I see the king?
You can see the carriage, but you cannot see the king.
Okay. I moved 10 feet because that's my speed. Can I see the king?
No, he's inside of the carriage, which is about 60 feet away from you.
Okay. Then I spend my movement and my action attempting to not move closer to the carriage, but move sort of like around it in an attempt to see inside the carriage.
Alright.
And that's my turn.
Alrighty. In that case, Amon.
Oh, this is gonna be like I said. This is gonna be bad because Amon's definitely a black-white guy. So if he thinks someone's evil, yeah, he's calling down the wrath of heaven. So he expends a level 3 spell slot to cast call lightning directly on top of the carriage.
Oh, goodness. Alright.
So yeah, every creature within 5 feet of that carriage needs to make a dexterity saving throw with the DC to beat 14.
Alrighty. 1 second. Because I forgot something. Alrighty. So a DC of 14. That's a fail. Alright.
Mission accomplished.
How much damage does the King Azound the Fourth take?
One moment. He takes 16 points of damage. Lightning damage to be exact.
Dear Luna. Alright.
And anyone within 5 feet of the carriage takes will take 8 damage if they fail. If they succeed on the thing.
Yeah. There is nobody directly next to the carriage, which would be within 5 feet of it. So the night guys are standing in front of it. They're not next to it, so they won't.
Yeah.
They won't take any damage, but.
But yeah, that's why I said, oh crap. Him being dominated is a bad thing.
Alright.
Yeah, so also Amon's gonna move 10 feet back, and the funny thing is, I can just keep calling down lightning every single turn because we're within 60 feet of the focal point. So yeah.
Right.
As long as you maintain your concentration.
Yeah.
Yep.
So as long as none of them smack me in the head with something good, yeah, I'm good.
Alright. In that case, Marie and Chim.
Yeah, okay, I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this. I'll do Marie's first. How far is the carriage?
The carriage is 60 feet away from your party.
Alright. For people who are Martha's no. Ah, wait a minute, she probably can't. You see Marie pull out a pair of gloves, and then she starts to draw a circle on them. Spending 2 of my alchemist points, she is going to launch a makeshift fireball at it.
Nice.
Now, I haven't fully got this written down, so give me a second to look at it. Yeah, I do. Okay, how I set this up, it's not a, it's an attack instead of a saving throw. So give me a second, I gotta double check.
Alright.
Okay, so it should be that plus this. So it's just a. Actually, how was she? Because she's actually just going to direct us at the carriage because it's AOE.
Alright.
So 14 versus the carriage.
14 versus the carriage. That would hit the carriage, but it would not hit the AC of the guy inside.
Okay. Well, the fire's out. Now I got to rework this one. That fireball, that's not going to work. Because I think I'll have to attack. Now, the radius is 20 foot. Does that hit any of the guards?
That would hit all of the guards, and it would also hit several civilians.
Oh dear God! And she would have to do that. Okay. Do you want me to just use the same attack, or do you want me to roll something different for them?
Roll one more attack roll, and then we'll see.
10.
Okay. Neither of your attack rolls would hit. Roll one more.
Okay. And
18.
18. All right. How much damage does it deal?
I have to roll it, so give me a second. It is... How much? Up, it is 46.
46 damage. Good God.
It's a makeshift. It's not as strong as a fireball spell, but it's pretty close to it.
Yeah. Still 46 damage.
Oopsies! That's not how you do it. That's not how you use this system.
Oh, did you roll 46 instead of 4d6?
Now I put fire.
Oh,
So 12 fire damage.
12 fire damage. Okay. Oh, 4d6. I thought you said 46.
Oh no.
Sorry, I confused myself. So 12. Let me roll a die. I'll roll a 10-sided die. Actually, I'll roll... Yeah. I will... Actually, yeah, there's 20 guards. I'll roll a d20. You hit 13 of the guards.
Whew.
So for 12 damage, minus their health. Now, make me another attack roll.
Okay. Okay, just press up. No, I have to retap it. Son of a bitch. 1d20 plus 3 plus 3. 15.
15, alright. Whoops. You said 15? I started writing 15 for health. Oops. 20 of the civilians in the area all drop.
Can we
Oh.
speak while under domination?
Hmm?
Can we speak while under domination?
You can speak while under domination, but it would be the domination effect. So you
Yeah,
wouldn't
okay. Just,
be-
and do we see the civilians as evil as well?
You wouldn't necessarily see the civilians as evil, but the dominate spell would make you not care.
Yeah, it says.
Okay.
So, Reese is going to start walking forward. And now it's Shem's turn. I don't know. This is going to be a stupid part. What is Shem going to do?
What is Jim going to do?
Well, first, Jim's going to say, but knock him out. There is a mage.
Here's an option. Why doesn't Chim block Marie's mouth so she can't speak?
It's technically not a fireball. It's technically
Spells require verbal components.
Yeah, most spells do require a verbal
The
component
outgo-
of some kind.
Oh, I know what I could do. Okay, that actually gives me a better idea. What Chim's gonna do, after seeing his fireball, Chim's gonna run up and kick at Marie's hand, knocking
Alright.
the flint and tinder out of her hand. She actually needs that to use the alchemy.
Alright.
She needs to use. It's pretty much how it works. She uses a component like a flint and tinder to start to make the fire, and then the alchemy circle enhances the fire to make it what she wants.
Roy Mustang.
Pretty much. That's pretty much what the base is off of.
Nice. Alright.
So yeah, Marie's going to flint and tinder right out of Marie's hand,
Alrighty.
and then I guess she's going to try to knock her out.
Alrighty.
So he's using the same attack. This is probably going to hit. Oh wow, Jim, you missed. She was too occupied trying to knock the flint and tinder out. But yeah, now the flint and tinder is nowhere near Marie's hand, which is a good thing.
Alrighty.
And of course, she's going to try to plead for help, and of course, there's a wizard there. It's like to try to knock. She's going to point out. She's going to point out some of the dangerous looking people. You know, it's like she's pointing out the guy casting lightning. There's someone to try to stop.
Alrighty. Anything else then?
Nope. That's Oh, well, Chim's of course going to move over and try and block the flint tinder from Marie. But that's about it.
Alrighty. The militiamen can't really do too much because of the crowd running around and whatnot. They're going to move 20 feet up. From what I understand, that puts them 20 feet away from the party. That said, Vangerdaast is going to wave his hands and vanish. After he vanishes, something strange happens to all of you. The glowing blue tattoos on your arms all seem to stop glowing.
Would Chim notice this? Because she would she would notice that the wizard disappeared and her to stop.
Chim would be able to notice that that the wizard disappeared, and then all of a sudden the glowing stopped.
She's going to swear in for breath.
Would we who got dominated know we got dominated?
You are aware that you were dominated, yes.
Okay. Luckily, Gideon had so sucky initiative he didn't do anything.
So that said, it is Halima's turn.
Is she still dominated then?
The Azure Bonds have stopped. You are no longer dominated.
Well, she just blinks and lets her spells fizzle and just raises her arms and we're okay. Rather confused right now. So
Right.
I guess she won't do anything except like maybe sit down and keep her arms up.
Alright. In that case, Gideon.
Gideon drew his sword and his shield, but he didn't do anything. He remembers everything, right? So he would see some of the party throwing fucking lightning and explosions.
Right. He would remember. You would know that you were dominated. You would know that it was the Azure Bonds that dominated you. You do remember the voice of the Bonds whispering to you to kill the king. Beyond that, I mean, obviously you saw some of your party members attack. You could probably easily assume that they were dominated as well.
Yeah. How many guards are there left? Just curious.
They're
didn't
still
blow up.
all standing. None of them got taken out by the fireball. There are
Yeah.
There are about 13 of them that look very hurt. But beyond
And
that,
20 dead civilians.
yeah,
Yeah,
and 20
that's
dead
gonna-
civilians.
Yeah.
Gideon is just gonna drop his sword and shield on the ground and kneel down.
Alrighty. In that case, it would be Kaliel's initiative. However, not sure if this is going to affect you or not, now that you're not dominated. But the screaming and shouting and running around of the civilians has gotten even worse now that several of them have been downed. It is quite distracting. Anybody who requires concentration for spellcasting can no longer concentrate to spellcast. So, that said, Kaliel's initiative.
Well, I haven't cast anything yet, and I'm no longer dominated.
Yes, you are no longer dominated.
I'm going to turn toward the Temple of Gone. And what are the priests doing after a cursory glance?
The priests are freaking out.
Okay. I'm going to do a perception check because someone who was there is no longer there. That will be an 18 perception.
Alright. You do not see Vangerdahast anymore. He seems to have disappeared. As well, you recall still hearing the voice of King Azaun while you were dominated. You do not hear King Azaun's voice anymore.
Uh-oh.
I'm hardly surprised.
Yeah, he got struck by lightning.
I'm. I guess I would have to roll to see because everything is quite chaotic. I guess I have to see if I'm keeping my head in all this. Yeah, I'm good enough. I'm going to yell to the clerics to aid the king swiftly,
Alright.
and that's my turn.
Alrighty. In that case, it is Amon's turn.
Yeah. After the domination ends and he hears all the chaos and just snaps out of it, since he remembers like, oh God, what have I done? He pretty much just drops to his hands and knees just because he pretty much tried to kill the king, which so yeah, he pretty much just drops and does nothing because guilt pretty much just took over at this point because he just called lightning down on the king. So yeah, pretty much he's given up.
Alright. In that case, Marie.
This is gonna be worse. Marie just did something really bad. Like, really, really bad.
I
Yeah.
should note the carriage is on fire after that fireball.
I don't have water, so I don't have water spells. I have lightning. I didn't have water. I was debating which one I wanted. I just fit lightning because it fit. I might change it later. But what did it fit for ice again? Out of curiosity, I'm looking at my house alchemy. See what I picked for that. I might change the ice later because it fits better. Oh, wait a minute. That's right. I'm a fire alchemist. Kind of snapping. Like, you see her kind of choke up a little bit after seeing all the burnt corpses. You see her, and acting kind of swiftly, you see Marie kind of step forward and kind of raise her gloved hand. There's a fire source, so she can do this. She's going to essentially put the fire out.
Alright. Using your
Okay.
alchemy power to put the fire out. Sounds good.
Yep. Because, like I said, it's a source of fire, and what she's pretty much doing, she's pretty much using it, kind of taking the energy away from it to put it out. If it makes sense like that.
Right. Alrighty.
And then she's going to promptly just fall to the ground.
Alright. The militiamen and the clerics, who have the same initiative here. Some of the militiamen break off towards the carriage. Others make their way towards the party, holding out their swords, demanding that the party surrender in the name of the Purple Dragon of Cormyr. As they do so, the militiamen in the back bust open the carriage, and the one of the militiamen shouts, "He's gone!"
What?
He was
Oh,
never
that's good.
there.
Yeah, he's probably never there, too. And I kind of figured that's something I was like, something's not right. King always steps out of the carriage to talk to his people. That's what I was also thinking too. I'm like, when the king steps
That's
out.
why Kaliel looked for the wizard, because clearly he was the one mimicking the voice. It's obvious.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Chim was thinking. But of course, Marie is like, and of course, like Chim's like, wait a minute. Don't kings normally like to show off?
So everybody currently has a couple of guards in front of them, each demanding them to surrender.
Oh, Marie's already surrendered.
Well,
She's bawling right now.
Right.
not all of us. Some of us didn't attack the king.
No, Marie's bawling
however,
because she killed a lot of people.
I'm going to go toward the guards and explain to them that the king was probably never there. It was the wizard who conveniently disappeared shortly after the speech was made and all the havoc began. I will, of course, also, explain that we have mind-controlling tattoos on our arms, and that therefore we should not be charged with anything. But that should be obvious at this point.
Right.
Oh yeah, Marie yelled that. No, Jim yelled that out.
The guards will look at everybody. When you mention the mind-controlling tattoos and whatnot, they do take note of the tattoos on your arms. They then notice several civilians that have them that are kind of twitching, almost like they were sort of struggling against a domination effect type thing. One of the militia men speaks up and says, "Round up everyone with these tattoos on their arms. Take them to the castle."
Not the castle. The clerics here can heal us. We need to be cured.
The guards will look to the clerics, to which Berlin will step forward and say, "It is true, there is a cure for these bonds. The cost of the cure, however, is a wish spell.
Oh
As
dear.
as it stands, I am the only cleric that is powerful enough to cast the wish spell. I can also only cast this once a day. While I would not wish to see any of these people locked up, it may perhaps be a wise choice to place them in a place where they cannot break free and thus are not a danger until we can cure them."
Jim's just gonna say, we still need to find the source of this thing. She doesn't want to say that out. I mean, your wizard buddy dipped.
Yes, your wizard, I think, has betrayed the king. Please make a note of that.
Jim's even gonna say, I think he was also the reason why we got mind controlled.
The wizard will actually reappear at that point.
Oh, hell no.
He will look at all of you and say, "Oh, good. The fighting is over."
Jim's gonna say, where the fuck you went?
The Vangerdahast will look at Chim and say, "I was making sure that the king was safe."
So,
Insight.
yeah, insight, please, because Jim's actually going to say this out loud.
Inside, yes.
Because Jim's
Right.
like,
Yeah,
when you left,
That's a 20 insight.
He seems to be telling the truth.
and then
Well,
Jim's going,
Where is
For the
king?
most part. There seems to be something he's not letting on, but he seems truthful for the most part.
Then where is the king?
He is safe.
Where?
Jim, yeah. Jim at this point is also going to say, yeah, and also when you disappeared, they stopped glowing.
Yes, because I teleported the king away from you.
Where?
He will scratch his beard for a moment and say, I'm not sure that I trust your little tattoos there enough to tell you.
And I don't trust you either. Me
None
for
of the
what I.
guards or priests should trust you. When you began speaking, well, after you began speaking and the quote unquote king began speaking, our tattoos began to glow. Therefore, you are directly related to them.
Yeah, and also I know this from just because I know how human society works, is that kings like to show off. As the time
There's also something interesting that the king said about his family. Perhaps you remember?
Yes, he did say, I bring you greetings from myself and my family. Um,
All of his family?
I would assume. I mean, it's myself and my family. Um, I I
Yeah,
would
see,
assume.
the problem is that not all of his family is accounted for. We know this for a fact.
Right.
Therefore, we know he is lying to us.
Um, let's see. Oops. Uh, Vanger de Haast will sigh at this, and he will say, very well, I suppose I can tell you exactly what happened. Some months ago, a nobleman under the king's employ by the name of Gyogi Wyvernspur was doing a, let's see, how is it put? Um, he where is it? I wrote it in here. Where did it go? Da, da, da. Come on, where did it go? I am completely missing this information, and I know I wrote it in here. Um. Oh, no. Wait. Oh, I was looking in the wrong section. Wow. Um. Uh. Vanger de Haast will say, a few months back, there was a woman with brands similar to yours. She was in a tavern where a man named Gyogi Wyvernspurn was performing. He was doing an imitation of the king's voice. The woman suddenly stood up and attacked him. It was the king's idea, therefore, to place Gyogi inside of the carriage. He would imitate the king's voice, thus he would not step out of it, as you saw. And should anything happen, 'twas under the king's direct orders that I was to immediately teleport Gyogi to a safe place.
Ooh, that's clever.
Clever, but Kaliel still doesn't trust him. I'm gonna do another insight. Oh yeah, it's a 21.
He is telling the truth and not holding anything back this time.
Where is the king? We need to speak with him.
The king is in disguise. I cannot tell you where. You see, it seems that there is something about his voice that activates your bonds. If you were to speak with him, you would surely try to kill him. Perhaps, once you are locked away somewhere that you cannot harm him, then he could speak with you beyond a safe place.
Actually, at this point, Chim's actually going to chime in. You can always get Sherry to talk to him. Long as she, like Chim's actually going to say this too. It's like, long as, like, if you prepare a suitable spot, she's a noodle.
We could
He's gonna mention
exchange
that.
letters.
Yeah, no, it's
Writing
like
is an option.
that too. But also, Jim's going to pretty much explain what Marie's powers are. Well, alchemy, a little bit. As long as you put in an area with no water or fire, Marie can't fight. Of course, that means I can't be there either.
Halimas. Oh, sorry.
Hmm?
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Sorry, what?
I said go ahead.
Oh, okay. Halima finally stands up and decides that they need to be introduced and gives everyone's names to the wizard and explains that. Hold on, I forgot his name. Well, as he goes that we were actually hired by this fat bard called
Fatty.
What's his-
Anyway, I don't know. It's
Rastafan
rest of
to rescue the princess and find out about these bonds. I think he said at least that he works for the king.
Fat. He had to go in chariot. Said it was we said he just looks like he wanted to get robbed.
Vanger de Haast stares at you for a moment, and then he says, "So, you knew Rastafan before he was killed?"
So
Well,
that's why he got missing. We just know he disappeared.
yeah, what happened? Jim's actually going to go ahead and say this. What happened to us? As in, she points at the original dragon, the original Slayers right now. We got ambushed by Drow, and people were using invisibility, bitches.
Vanger de Haast nods and he says, "I see, and you seem to be unaware of his murder. I assume this means that you do not know what happened to him."
No, last thing we know is they got stabbed in the back by a knife that paralyzed them, and then I got hit with like 10 freaking sleeping darts.
10.
10.
You're exaggerating.
Right.
Well, it was around Tilver's cab when we were on our way to Tilverton.
Vanger de Haast will nod, and he will say, "Well, unfortunately I know nothing of the exact... I do not know exactly what happened, but roughly 5 days ago or so, Vanger de Haast's body was discovered floating in a nearby river."
Oh dear.
Did I say Vanger? I meant Rastafan. Rastafan's body was found floating in a nearby river. I don't know what I said. That's what I meant.
Does this mean our contract is still on or not?
Vangardahast would shake his head and say, "It is unlikely. I would say you would have to speak with the king on the matter, but he points to your tattoos and says, you really can't with those."
Then we shall not speak to him. Let us get some parchment and quills, and we will write to him. At any rate, we must communicate with him soon.
And if it has to be fixed, you know, it's his take Marie's. Tim's going to pretty much say weakness. You could just take away Marie's gloves and all sorts of that stuff. Without a suckle, she can't do shit.
Vangardahast nods, but then he says, while that's true for her, I concern myself with the rest of you. Not only that, but the others here in Tilverton that seem to have these bonds upon them.
Yeah, but Knight said Jim's like, well, we wanted to get in contact with him and see what we can do. I mean, yeah, it's like the nice lady said, we can always do quill and write between each other. We have that option too.
We also bring news about his daughter.
Yeah, just
Oh yes, we have a lead on her.
Do you know?
yes, we do.
He scratches his chin at this and says, how about this? I would prefer, still, if I could keep you all in one place, and thus keep an eye on you, just in case these bonds have any other hidden secrets.
Jim agrees. Like, I'm fine with this.
Well, that's
My-
fine.
My fist of fear, I don't want my fist of fear to be used for evil.
I will request, then, that we be allowed to take you to the castle's dungeon. There, within the dungeon, you will be free to speak with the king through quill and paper, as well we will be able to keep an eye on you and make sure nothing else surprises us with these bonds. Would that be satisfactory? I know it still sounds as if we are throwing you in the dungeon.
Oh, I don't mind dungeons.
Jim, it's gonna be interesting because okay, give me a second. Answering mark. I don't know. How tall is Carolyn again? That makes sense. And of course, I guess so. But sucks that nobility has to be put in jail. But if it's the best course, then Murray will have to suffer.
If that's what we must do to resolve this, then let us do it.
Give me a second. I have to look at how tall Carolyn was because I need that.
Alright. Then if there are no objections,
I think she was 5'6", so Marie will be around there.
Vanger de Haast will start marching you all towards the castle of Tilverton, or whatever they have. I'm not entirely certain because I've only got information on the one portion of the map there. Yeah, Tilver's Palace, it says. There's some kind of a palace. It looks like it's an abandoned ruin, though. Whatever. That'll work. So they will take you off towards the ruins of Tilver's Palace, where the guards are placed to keep an eye on you. Vangerdahast himself will also, on occasion, step in, basically, handing you a letter from the king. The Your group and the king kind of pass messages back and forth for a time. And then night falls, and the king sends you a letter saying that he will continue this conversation with you in the morning. During...
Jim's gonna argue, can we at least get a nice bed?
Yes, they
Like
will...
noble?
Yeah, they'll give you a decent place to sleep and whatnot.
Yeah, Jim's gonna argue that. Yeah, you don't let no like. We agreed to be in the dungeon, but I didn't agree to sleep on the floor.
Right.
Noble people don't sleep on floors.
Also, at some point during the course of the conversation, Kaliel is going to mention to the king that they should get the head priest down here tomorrow to cure one of us, at least.
Right.
I'm sorry, I had to leave for a second. Are we in a dungeon now?
No, but we're actually almost done with today's session.
Okay.
So,
Because I still have that letter and the knife with the same symbol that we have.
yeah. I'm sure you probably have made mention of it, as well.
I made mention of it, but I still have the letter.
Yeah, that's what I assume.
Yeah.
During the middle of the night, a stone moves from your cell, and a shady individual steps out. He's dressed in a suit of black leather armor with a hood over his face, and he whispers to you and says, "Hey, buddies, I'm here from the Thieves Guild itself. We need you. Come with me."
Thieves.
Insights.
Yeah, Jim's like, who the fuck are you?
From the Fire Knives?
No, the Thieves Guild. If you're asking from the Fire Knives in person, he would have a response. In character, he'd have a response.
Yes, that was in character.
Okay, just making sure. To that, he will say, "Fire Knives, please. We're the real Thieves Guild around here. And those Fire Knives give us a bad name."
Says a thief. Why should we trust you?
Alright.
I don't think thieves can have a good name.
I rolled a 3 on my insight, so I'm
Yeah.
I'm guessing he's speaking the truth as far as I can tell.
He seems trustworthy. Yep.
I'm actually gonna ask him, what does he want?
He sighs and he says, "Alright, here's the deal. My name is Cutthroat McGill. I'm from the Thieves Guild. My boss, which I have not written his name down because I didn't actually think about, because that's actually written in the next chapter, which I have not yet written down. So let me open the original Curse of the Azure Bonds. He will say, my boss, Arthur Grossman, would like to meet with you. He knows that you are cursed by the Azure Bonds, and he knows of a way to deal with the Fire Knives, and thus free you from the first portion of this curse. In fact, Arthur knows quite a bit about the Azure Bonds. Probably more than you, that crooked mage, and even the Purple Dragon of Cormyr himself knows.
Well, it's
How
a
did you come
lead.
by this knowledge?
Let's just say we once had ties to the Fire Knives that we no longer do.
I rolled a history of 6 on Arthur Guy. Do
Right.
I know anything?
Artur Grossman. I'll type that out for you. Unfortunately, you do not recognize the name.
So it's a very trusting thief, and I don't know anything about them.
You
How
don't know
nice.
anything about them.
He sounds nice.
Well, I would say
Can
that we
you-
should go with him. It is a lead, and we have to investigate this anyways.
I would like to stay in the castle, at least for this night. Unless we're going to return here after we speak with your fellows.
The thief nods and says, I see no reason why we couldn't return you here. It should only
I have a
take
question.
a few minutes. We just have to travel through this hole, down a small length of sewers, and we will be there in the Thieves' Guild.
I have a question. Does guard patrol this dungeon?
Do what? Do the guards patrol the dungeon?
Yeah, because if we're gone and they patrol it, things would look bad.
You could leave a note.
You could leave a note. The
Out for lunch?
We'll be right back. Your security sucks.
right.
Yeah, like we just have a sign pointing at the rock that guy moved. Gone down here.
We'll be
Who
right
keeps
back.
others to fix this?
Fix this, and we'll be right back.
right.
You should fire architects.
The guards do patrol through on occasion, but not frequently. You've maybe seen 2 patrols in the 5 hours that you've been in the dungeon.
And it's not like we need to be guarded anyway. You know, we're already locked up, and we're here as protected guests of the king, not criminals. So it's not likely that they would be guarding us.
Right.
Yeah.
I am, however, going to roll an insight on this fellow. That's going to be an 18. Is he on the up and up?
He seems trustworthy.
Yeah,
I
with
mean-
the name Cutthroat.
Cutthroat McGill. I didn't come up with these names.
I'm just sitting here going, yeah, he's trustworthy. His name's fucking Cutthroat.
What's with the name Cutthroat McGill anyways?
He flips one of his many daggers that he has lining his belt, and he says, "It's a nickname."
Did you come up with it yourself?
No, it's a name I was it's a name I earned working with the Thieves Guild.
Uh-huh. Well, let's go.
Seems any information would be good. So I agree. We should go.
Yeah, Gideon would also agree. But just one question. I guess, did they take our weapons and armor?
They probably did. If you mention the weapons and armor, Cutthroat McGill will what's the word I'm looking for? He will basically pull them out of a bag of holding and hand them to you. Oh yeah, by the way, I happened to grab these. Thought you might need them. Just in case.
Oh,
How?
Go.
Yeah. Let's go.
How thoughtful. If Marie says he's gonna be kind of hesitant to grab the flint and tinder.
He got me my staff. He got me my staff back. He's good enough in my book. Let's go.
Alrighty.
Oh, Marie, now she's gonna be. Fire. Marie's gonna be scarred forever with fire.
So in that case, you all crawl through the hole that he came out of. You follow him down a long pathway for a few moments until you drop and hear a splish under your feet as your boots touch the gooey sewer water beneath you.
Jim,
you.
Jim goes,
I
oh,
have-
hell no! And climbs
I
on Marie's
have
back.
boots of elven kind. I don't go sploosh.
Oh, I have ring of water walking.
Oh, also, it's okay because I also have prestidigitation, so we'll be.
Yeah, Jim goes, hell no, and just gets on Marie's back.
I don't see what you people what you people are so up in arms about. It's just water.
It's people's
Gideon.
piss!
Halima is just walking on the water.
Gideon has been fighting for so long, so he's been in worse. So he's go sploosh. Lovely.
And I was like, Jim goes, this is people's shit! Hell no!
You live out in the woods as long as I have. You start to not care.
I live with Marie, and her alchemy is bad enough as it is.
Kaliel jumps down without making any sound and just continues to walk.
She's gonna follow, but of course Jim's not. Of course Jim's gonna be on Marie's back. And I'm a delicate lady.
Cutthroat McGill will pull out a torch, light it, and then begin walking down the sewer pathway, to which he stops for a moment, turns to you and says, "Stay close behind. There are things down here that are far worse than even the fire knives." He points off towards a small corridor where you think for a second you see something floating. He walks off without speaking a further word.
Huh. Okay.
Let's not go that way.
Yeah, let's just follow. Marie, follow.
And that is the end of chapter 2. Next week we will pick up on chapter 3, the Tilverton Sewers and the Thieves Guild. Hope you all enjoyed so far, and I will see you all next week.
I like this session. There wasn't much combat.
There wasn't much combat, no, it was a lot of RP. Speaking of role-playing, those that got a chance to play their character as dominated, because you chose to play your character as dominated instead of handing me your sheet and telling me to do it, you all gain +1 inspiration.
Well, me, I had 2 characters. Thank you very much. That was like, oh, what am I gonna do with this?
I didn't get to do anything.
So, yeah. But you'll, actually, y'all just get +1 inspiration. Why not?
Okay.
So,
And now our brave band of heroes are traveling through a sewer.
yep. Because you were all willing to play dominated characters without handing me your sheets and whatnot, I'll just say that you all get +1 to your inspiration. So.
How does inspiration work?
Hooray!
Inspiration, if you use it, you can gain advantage on the next roll you make, or you can give it to somebody else to use on the next roll they make. like to make saving throws, ability checks, attack rolls, so on. You get advantage if you use your inspiration.
Oh, that's useful.
So, yep. And until you use it, that inspiration will last. So,
And the funny thing is, even though I paid for the information about the dang tattoo, I never got a chance to share it with the party. So yeah,
you could have during the 5 hours that you were in the dungeon. That's up to
Yeah,
you.
eventually one of us would have asked.
Yeah.
yeah, probably, but yeah, Mom probably would have still been shell shocked for the first two. Then he'd probably be like, "Oh yeah, by the way, guys, found out about that tattoo thingy. Found out about the tattoo if you wanted to hear about that."
We would like to hear about that, yes, considering that's what we were trying to figure out.
Okay. Okay, and this is I'm pretty much just going to read verbatim what Emily told me. Well, sent me. The first symbol, the closest to the character's wrist, is a dagger wrapped in flame. It is the emblem of the Fire Knives, an old thieves guild that was once based in Flan. No, it's spelled Phlan, so I don't know how to pronounce
Yeah,
that.
it's flan.
Flan, like the goo, right?
Yep.
Then left after it was attacked and conquered. It is said that they escaped to Cormyr, where they ran afoul of the king, and were almost completely destroyed because of it. Survivors escaped to Westgate and to Tilverton, where they set up guilds in exile, working with local thieves. The Westgate branch was recently destroyed in a battle against some adventurers sent by the king. The Tilverton branch has been seeking to control the local criminal scene for years. The Fire Knives have great hatred for the king. Then. Sorry, tongue-tied. The second symbol is that of the cult of a dead god. Moandir, also known as the Jawed God.
Moander.
Moander. True worship of the deity died out over 1,000 years ago when elven mages broke its temples and imprisoned the god, so fun. Since then, various crackpot groups have sought to revive the worship, always in evil fashion. A tale that recently came up from the north says that an ancient temple was found beneath Yunlash, or however you pronounce that,
Elash.
and that a great monster was found there. The beast escaped, wreaking great havoc among both the whatever keep that is, because I do not know how to pronounce that.
It's Zental Keep and Hillsfire forces.
Thank you. The third symbol is the secret sign of,
The Zentarim.
what she said, an evil and powerful organization that operates throughout the north, and whose base of power is the keep that was previously mentioned. It is a coalition of mages and clerics of Bane, the god of tyranny. You know, the guy that the demon slayers pissed off.
Yep.
And that they are ruled by Lord
Manshun.
Manshun, or as I'm probably going to mispronounce it as Mushroom, a great wizard, and his assistant, the high evil priest,
Zal Chimbril.
Fal Shimbrel.
Zal Chimbril.
The fourth symbol is a dark and terrible symbol, and Farani hopes her research on the matter is wrong. If it is not, then the symbol belongs to the Red Wizards of Thay. Their empire lies far at the end of the Sea of Fallen Stars, though they have agents roaming throughout the land. They dream of eventual conquest, and their continually racked by infernal conflict. Because of this infighting, while the Red Wizards are potentially more powerful than the forces of the Keep, they are primarily less effective. And the last symbol that Farani mentions that she doesn't know, but it's but it seems to be a flame wrapped around a symbol, but the symbol she does not know. So yeah, we know 4 of the 5 symbols, but eh.
Yep.
You'll probably get back to me on another time concerning it.
The 5th symbol she thinks is a name, but she's not sure whose name.
Yeah. Oy. So yeah, that's all that stuff.
Well, that was a lot of information.
That is a lot of information. I will. I don't have it copied anymore. I can, however, go in and copy the entire message and paste it into the group for you all now that it has been said. And so there is all of the information doubled for you to read in case you need to. And that is that. I believe that is it for today's session. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording, but I'll leave the Skype call open for you guys to talk and whatnot.